the Celtic god ESUS explained. Many Celtic practices have been forgotten or diluted by Christianity and other evolving practices over the centuries, including the legend of ESUS. Today, ESUS appears.
You mean to tell me Christianity took over the Celtic god ESUS, and the Christian god is named Jesus? Interesting.
Today, ESUS appears in two places: on the Pillar of the Boatman depicted above, and on another pillar in Trier, Germany. In both instances, ESUS is shown cutting branches from a tree. Modern scholars believe ESUS may have been the god of vegetation. To honor him, human sacrifices were made by lashing people to trees and flogging them to death. ESUS is also associated with the sacred bull and depicted surrounded by cranes or egrets. It has been suggested that the tree ESUS is cutting is the tree of life and the cranes represent the flight of the soul, either human or, perhaps, the trees. In this way, ESUS brings about death and destruction in winter to make way for rebirth in spring. ESUS is tied to Neo-Druidism. Neo-Druidism still has ties to ESUS, sometimes comparing him to Jesus based on how similar the names are. Although modern...
It's not no... It is a comparing, because Jesus is ESUS. If the Christians took over the Celtics and their religion, and then ironically their Savior and Messiah is named Jesus, they just took the J and just added it to ESUS. I find that interesting. And anyway, the J wasn't a thing until 500 years ago. So, just something to think about.
Although modern scholars believe this is a coincidence, some Neo-Druidic groups still recognize the distinction.
So, the most in the scriptures in Acts 4 said, "Neither is there any salvation in any other name, for there is no name under heaven among men whereby we must be saved." Now, why would it come from pagan? Why would it come from a pagan religion or a pagan tongue or pagan customs? Just keep that in mind. All right, because they try to get you with the wordplay, and them people knew it's no coincidence. Why would the Son of God name be compared to any other person's name, any other deity? Why would it be, right? It is Kodesh, set apart, right? So why would it be named after a deity? It's the type of stuff we got to keep in mind. We are called to be set apart. So why would his son name that he gave him be pagan, or even think close to a pagan? Yahusha is salvation.
Although modern scholars believe this is a coincidence, some Neo-Druidic groups still recognize the distinction. The fact that ESUS is still talked about and even worshipped may be the inspiration for the islanders' religious beliefs in the third day. Sam, with his visions of the bloody ritual, may be in danger of becoming a human sacrifice. It's quite possible the residents of the island intend to tie outsiders to trees and kill them. While watching the third day, it's impossible not to draw parallels with other folk horror tales, such as The Wicker Man or Midsummer. So far, this seems to be the direction the show is going in. Still, there may yet be some surprises as the third day is just getting started.
There you have it.
Face of the Lord, the Celtic god ESUS in Iron Age European art. September 2018. The Celtic deity ESUS, aspirated Jesus, has hitherto been known only from a small number of images and epigraphic material dating from the Roman period and later, notably on the pillar of the boatman Pilier des Nuts, from among the Parisii 1c. AD, in which ESUS is mentioned by name, and a pillar from Trier among the Treveri with similar iconography. In both cases ESUS is represented as an axeman. ESUS is represented on the pillar of the boatman. Later references to the deity include the well-known and oft-cited section of Lucan's Bellum Civil from 6165 ad. And those who pacify with blood accursed savage Teutates, Hesus horrid shrines, and Tyrannus altars cruel as were those loved by Diana, goddess of the north, while according to the Byrne commentary 10th c. On Lucan, human victims were sacrificed to Isis by being tied to a tree and flailed. It is thus through the distorted prism of later sources that the Celtic deity has survived in the popular consciousness. In fact, identifying the true face of the Lord requires a journey back in time to the misty world of the early Latine period. Gold stater of the Dobunny tribe, discovered at Minster Level, Oxfordshire, England. The reverse bears the inscription EISV, believed to be derived from the Celtic divine name ESUS, Lord, Master, above a centaur and solar wheel, the latter associated with the Celtic thunder god Tyrannus. Obverse tree of life. AD 1040. Usually interpreted as Lord. In fact, the name of the deity is probably derived from the pi asterisk Vesu excellent, equals the excellent one, in Gaulish PNs such as Vesu Avis, Belosis, Esu Nerdis, Esu Genus etc. The Celtic Brahma. From the early Latine period onwards, a distinctive deity appears on numerous Celtic artistic compositions throughout Europe. Recent discoveries: a Celtic hill fort at Horné Orzeni is situated in the Trnava district in western Slovakia, dating from the 5th century BC, are of particular interest in this respect. Among the most significant finds from the site are 2 bronze-decorated axes, also dating to the early Latine era. Although in prehistory and the Hallstatt period axes were among the most popular weapons, in the Latine period their use is recorded only in isolated cases. In Slovakia, while there is no evidence of the use of axes as weapons during this period, a number of bronze axes, believed to have had a ritual purpose, have been recorded. The ceremonial, religious function of the Horné Orzeni axes also clearly indicated by the intricate triskel decoration on the blade, and the depiction of a bearded deity who appears on both examples. The association with the axe, recorded in later sources, logically links the deity portrayed with Isis, while also notable is the depiction of the god with a mustache and distinctive long-pointed beard, similar to that worn by Brahma, the Hindu creator god. The axes from Horné Orzeni 5th c. BC. The depiction on the Slovakian axes in turn leads us to multiple other Celtic artifacts of the period in which a similar deity is represented with identical facial features, mustache and beard. Detail of a bronze bracelet discovered in a female burial at Gundlingen, Baden-Württemberg, Germany. Close inspection of the bracelet reveals that the composition includes 4 representations of a bearded god, very similar to the depiction of the deity Isis on Celtic ritual axes recently found at Horné Orzeni in Slovakia. 5th c. BC. Portrait of a Celtic deity on a bronze fibula, brooch from Epernay, Marne, in northern France. This deity, depicted with a distinctive headdress and long-pointed beard similar to that worn by Brahma, the Hindu creator god, frequently appears as the pivotal figure in Latine artistic compositions. Detail of the terminal of a Celtic bronze fibula from Sais, Czech Republic. The minuscule work represents the head of an old man with long beard and mustache. The face of Isis, as represented on the handle of a bronze flagon discovered in the burial of a Celtic chieftain at Waldalgesheim in Germany. The chariot burial dates from 330 to 320 BC, while the flagon is executed in the early style, which dates it to at least a generation earlier.